Hey everybody, get a little bit of a late start on this video. I'm not sure if anybody's done one of these videos before yet, so if you don't know how to change oil on one of these hybrid Santa Fe's, the 2456 so far, they have some interesting little gizmos. And oh no, I think I got it stuck. Oh no, oh no. I'm gonna get this figured out. Hang on. Why would they put that in there? Ugh. Okay, so I know that everybody's gonna say, make sure you get a 100% authorized, genuine, whatever kind of Hyundai Kia part. This is Get Far Away, and I swear I can't make that up. The company is Get Far Away. I gotta tell you, when I saw this, I was like, no, I've got to try that brand. I've got to try that brand. And of course, it's made in China. These come as a 4-pack, or you can get them in singles, doubles. I think there's different options, but I bought the 4-pack. It does come with all the parts that you need here, hopefully, and does have the crisscross hatchy plastic thing on one side and the cloth on the other. Hopefully you can see everything okay here. Again, there's the filter once it's out of the box and out of the bag. There's a little O-ring thingy. There's this little doohickey here. There's this little pin looking thingy here. And there's this little tiny rubber O-ring. I have never changed oil and had all these extra parts. A filter? Sure. A little rubber ring thingy? Sure. A doohickey, a key looking pin, and another O-ring? No. So, yeah, I'm just gonna figure this out, I guess. Same as always. Whenever starting, make sure that the oil cap comes off. It does say OW20, and I'm using some Mobil 1 Advanced Fuel Economy OW20, although I don't think that's gonna be enough. I have a bad idea. As always, let's see if I dig around in here. There's an old OW20. Amsoil. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mix these because, it's the same weight. It's whatever. It's good enough. I mean, if anything, this is better than that. There's no problem mixing stuff, I hope. But of course, you can, get the same oil in there, go for it. I'm using what I have, and this is what I have. Before crawling up underneath, you're gonna need a 24 millimeter, what was this, a 17 millimeter, and a 10 millimeter. I think that's here. That's gonna be oil filter. That's going to be to get the bolt off, the little plug bolt thing. And this is to get a couple screws out. Don't mind that plate. That's how I drain the oil. So when you're under here, you're gonna see this little oil sign thingy right here. This is where your oil filter is gonna be hiding, is underneath this little cap here. You pop these 3 little tabs right here, and it just comes right off. Moving back here to this side right here, it's just the side of the rear motor mount right there. There's going to be 2 of those, and then you can see where I've already pulled this apart, of course. Yeah, so I didn't think about making this video until like way afterwards, but you get what you get. And there's gonna be 2 10 millimeter bolts right there. One to the rear, one to the front. Pop those off, take out that drain plug right there, replace the little crush ring, and once it's empty, put it back. About 30 foot-pounds. That should be good, I think. It's close enough. 30, it's fine. Just give it a good crank. So the setup with this plate right here. All right, check this out. This is what I've learned so far. I don't know what I'm doing. That's what I've learned. So just because, physics exists and gravity and whatnot, I put a plate there just to make sure that it didn't drip all up inside of this little tray looking thing because it's so pretty, I don't want to mess it up. So there was this gizmo up in here. Best way I can explain it is this little pin thing is on the side. You pull the pin. Yeah, kind of like a grenade. You just pull the pin. Let me explain it up here. It might be a little bit easier than, on my side. When you first look up at the filter, at the bottom, you're going to see a little pin with a little cross thingy like this. If you pull the pin out the grenade of your oil filter canister, there's a hair. This little thing is going to be going crosswise. If you rotate it sideways, so that, so that it's like in line with the outside edge, this little guy pops right on out. Just grab some needle nose pliers and just pop it out. Oh, the plate. Again, that's there to make sure that it drains into the drain pan. Put that back in there. Check this out. And so this is where I see myself now. I've pulled the little pin out. I've rotated it so that it's, sideways, going this way, and popped it out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pull this thing off, which is a 24 millimeter. This big old guy right here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and set down the camera and see how much of a mess this is gonna make. Hopefully you can see everything. Don't wanna lose my plate. All right, there we go. All right, so if you sit here and talk to the camera for a little bit and just let it drain, yeah, nothing will really, oh, there we go. Whew, good thing I didn't move that away from the pan. And up underneath here, try not to wiggle it too much, because I wanted to see which little groovy thing it was in. And it was in that groovy thing right there. So there's the one that goes here, and then there's the 3 that go across. It was in the top left little spot. Let's get this up, clean it up, and see what it looks like. Okay, so now that this is all out and, somewhat wiped off, I don't see anything too crazy going on in here. Although it is gonna be fun to try and put this whole thing back together. So that's about what the inside of it looks like. Weird, huh? It's got a little hole in it. Yeah, peekaboo, I see you. Don't ask me why, but I call this my Chinese screwdriver. Yes, that's just what I call it. You can go ahead and feel free to steal that name. I like to take this little thing right here, loop it under here. You see how it just swoops and it loops and it just pops it right out. right? I don't know why I call things the things I do. And as you're looking at the threads here, you got your threads here. There's the one little lip, and then there's that groove right there, right where it belongs, right there. And there you go. Back on. Now for this oil filter thing. Judging by the look of the other one, there's the key, there's the ring, and then there's the pluggy thing. So the pluggy thing, it's got a spot right there. Let me point it out with my Chinese screwdriver here. Right here, that's where it looks like the O-ring is on the old one. So I'm going to very carefully put that on there. If your kids have ever had braces, it's about the size of one of those little braces things. There's little rubber bands. A lot thicker though. It is not an easy thing to get on. So have fun. And maybe we can get a Chinese screwdriver. Yep, Chinese screwdriver. That's the way to go. Definitely the way to go. Just pop it up in there. Okay, so again, I've got my vertical line and my 3 horizontals. I'm gonna put this right in here, and you'll see, hopefully, I don't know how well the camera is really gonna show this, but there's a little indentation here, 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 and here. So I mean, technically, I guess you could just flip it around this way, and it'd be the same thing, because there's a little depression there, and there, and there, and there. We're going with this one, because that's where it came out of. So that's where I'm putting it back in. And this little pin right here, once it's back in the little canister, is gonna fit through it just like that, and keep this thing from twisting, I hope. Let's see how well all this works. So I'm gonna have to twist that thing sideways. All right, let's see if it'll go with it in the locked position all the way back up in here. This is a fun little game. Like a carnival game. Ha, got it. All right, so that is in there, and hopefully you may or may not be able to see that you can twist this little thingy around in here. And then this thing, so it looks like there's a little doohickey thing there that if this thing slides into, yeah, that just kind of slaps right in there, and that should hold it. I don't know. Guess we're gonna find out. Wife will find out. She drive down the road. No oil. Oh, maybe I should warn her about this. All right, let's go ahead and put it back up in there. See what happens. We probably don't need the plate still. It's a good idea though. You can steal that. I'll let you. So then just take this gizmo right here and screw this thing back up in here. And try not to cross the thread because it kind of felt like it was trying to at first. This is what I'm just gonna crank in here, and then I'm going to try and look up the value for you so you can actually know right now on the screen. That's what you're supposed to be cranking it down to. I will get a torque wrench and get it down to that exact foot poundageness. Wow, that just kind of stops all of a sudden. All right, here we go, 25 foot-pounds. That is the correct number. Yep, that's it. I mean, I wasn't gonna put it much tighter than that anyway. So yeah, 25 foot-pounds. Now with the oil out the way, this little doohickey can go back in here. And it's gonna be a lot of fun to get these old pop-it tab things back up in here. But that's how they go. It's not that hard. Even I can do it. And this one goes right back up in here. Super duper easy-ish. And then of course there's the 2 screws that you didn't see me take out, but you know, they go right over here and right over here. You'll see them. There's only 2. Now from here, just pretty simple. This little thing pops off. I've already got it off, but there's just these 3 little do-jobby things. And just yank it off. Again, 5 double 20. Get you a nice little funnel. And it's 5 quarts. So this is 4, because this is a new bottle. And then I'm just gonna put in whatever looks like about 1 here. Yeah, it looks like there's 2 left, so I'll put in half of that. And of course the backwards pour always makes things more interesting. Just dump it on in there. We'll call that about 4 and give it 1 more. And hopefully that should be about right. Give this a measure just to check. Find the cleanest rag you possibly can. Drop this back in here, pull it right back out. And what we got? Yeah, just above the full line it looks like. Perfect. Take out the funnel, replace the cap. And then of course it's gotta say it just perfect. Oh, no, we're too far. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Line up the little tabs and little whatever those things are. I don't know, what do you call those things? Nipples, dimples, whatever those things are. Just line those up. That should be fine. Yep, it's on there. And there you go. There's the paradigm for today. May not be the right one, but that's the channel. For once, I think that actually may have been kind of the correct one. But hey, if you're a real mechanic or you know what you're really doing here, which I don't, go ahead and drop a comment and let me know if I missed anything or if I did anything wrong or if you got any tips or tricks. As always, special thank you to all my subscribers out there. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. Things like that really do help out a small channel like this. And I'll throw a couple links for the tools and stuff that I use down right below, especially that get far away thing. It's just funny, I think. Just go ahead and click on any of those links. If you make any purchases, I will get a small commission from that. I greatly appreciate it. That's what helps keep this channel moving. And hopefully you've learned something or, you know, got a good laugh out of it or something. Have fun in your garage, stay safe, and know that you are appreciated. I bet you thought that I was going to forget to tell you how to reset your oil. I think you just start the engine. You can either press setup right here or right here. Either one takes the same spot. Then we're going to go to vehicle, convenience, and there's the service interval. It displays alert when a specific interval is reached. Enable service interval, and you can set whatever the distance is, whatever the duration is, and just hit reset. Reset, yep, it's reset. How easy is that? Coming back over to convenience, you can also hit the oil change reminder. It says that right now it's at 29%. Yes, oil life spinner set. Okay, so it's remaining 100%. So by default, it's at 8,000 miles, 365 days. You saw that I still had like 20-some% left. It was about 6,000 miles. It's the first oil change. I would have done it actually earlier a little bit if I would have had thought about it. But you can change the distance to whatever you want. That's a 12,000 mile oil, so I'm going to put 10. Let me get my zeros here. One. And that 10,000 miles? That should be 10,000 miles. Put 100, 10,000 miles. Okay, distance, 10,000 miles. So if you got like an Amsoil or something that says, you know, it's 20,000 miles or whatever it is you want to try and put your engine through, honestly, it's OW20. Just change it about every 8, 10, 12,000 miles, just depending on what kind of oil you have on it. Even if it's a year-long oil, it's super thin. I mean, you really want to risk your engine. And months, let's do 6 months. Yeah, 10,000 miles or half a year. Reset. Yes, it's reset. Come back here to convenience. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just punching buttons. Ah, we're already 99%. Great. Already wasting oil. May as well top off the windshield washer fluid too, being very careful not to spill any. Oh, yep, that's full. Check the air filter. Yep, it's still in there. Cool, yeah, still good enough. Brake fluid. Oh, look how pretty that brake fluid is. I wonder what this is. Yeah, that's the brake fluid. Power steering fluid? I don't know. That's gotta be brake. That's probably steering. I don't know what stuff is. It's fine.